All testimonials are authentic.
I had to have been satisfied for me to call the company and say I'm satisfied.
It changed our lives.
Very good product. Service is great. I was very satisfied. It's amazing.
I am proud of my product. It's wonderful.
There won't be any other systems.
Honey, I made plans.
Plans? Plans to travel? House plans?
Sort of. I made plans for some small renovations.
Oh, now that worries me.
And we're going to replace our heating system.
Huh? Why? Our baseboards are still very good.
That's what you think. But you know Jack and Linda?
Jack and Linda.
My brother and his girlfriend? You know who I mean.
Oh, yeah, them. What do they have?
Well, they have Ecotherm at their house, and they love them.
Eco what?
Ecotherm. It's an electric heating system that will wrap us in comfort from head to foot.
Listen, I don't mean to be difficult here, but it seems to me that heating is heating.
I don't want just heating. I want comfort. I want a gentle, enveloping heat.
No problem. I'll turn up the thermostat right away and...
Turning up the thermostat doesn't do anything. The heat goes up and down like a yo-yo. I'm fed up with it being cold, then hot, then cold again. I'm never comfortable. Do you understand? What I want is a pleasant temperature anywhere in the room. Here, here, and here too. A temperature that remains constant and comfortable anywhere in the room.
Whoa, you mean business.
Wait, I haven't finished. I also want the walls, furniture, and floors to be warmer. Do you like having frozen feet on a cold floor?
So I put on a pair of socks and everything's...
Well, there's more.
There's more?
There's a smell of burning dust. I can't breathe this dry air anymore. My throat is dry, my nose is dry. I drink at least a liter of water at night. We should be thinking about our health.
Okay, I think I understand. I'll put in new baseboards and more modern thermostats.
I don't think you understand.
How so? You want to be comfortable. You want heat.
Wait, darling. I'll show you how your baseboard works. It's simple. Whether new or not, it really only does one thing. It heats the air, period. Because warm air is lighter, it rises directly to the ceiling. So the room becomes hot at the top, warm in the middle, and cold at the bottom. That's why I always have frozen feet.
Now that you mention it, I often have a hot head.
Good. Now you're starting to understand. Look, I'll show you more closely. You know the small fins?
Yeah, the ones that practically bend just by looking at them?
Exactly. So the air only heats when it goes through those fins. Not before, not after. The air has just a fraction of a second to heat up.
Yeah, I know the vacuum hose is melted when it touched it, so it's burning hot.
Very hot and intense. It makes the air dry, and most of the heat rises to the ceiling and does nothing. It's like throwing money out the window.
So how does your Ecotherm work?
The difference is amazing because Ecotherm doesn't work at all the same way as baseboards.
Is it a new principle?
Not really, no. It dates back a few billion years.
Okay, now you're kidding me.
Not at all, sweetie. It's the same principle of radiant heat that the good old sun uses to warm us and make us feel good. In addition to the radiant principle, Ecotherm uses gentle heat and a thermal mass.
So now you're an engineer.
No, I just chatted with Jack.
Ecotherm works like the sun?
You know how when you're outside in the winter and the sun is shining, you can feel the sun's warmth even when it's cold? That's the radiation from the sun.
I know. Sometimes I even wanted to unzip my coat.
And when the clouds hide the sun, you immediately feel the cold?
That's true.
Well, radiant heat not only warms the people in the room, it warms the walls, furniture, and everything else that's in the room too, even the floor. Now that's a concept I really love.
Actually, that reminds me of the hot water radiators at my grandmother's house. They produced a really gentle heat.
Exactly. That's what radiant heating does.
I love that gentle heat.
Well, that's the same kind of heat that I want for us.
For me, comfort is really important. I really enjoy having warm floors. It's that warmth that I like. I am a registered nurse, and I noticed he did not cough or have hoarseness in his throat in the mornings anymore. With Ecotherm, it gives us a little extra in life, and the service is amazing.
It's just as warm around my feet as it is around my head. We've never been happier. We feel so well with this heating system. There won't be any other heating systems.
Look, it has two separate heating elements, both controlled by the unit's electronic thermostat. The first element at the front of the unit radiates a gentle heat, ideal to warm me up quickly in the fall when it's just a little cold. The second is my favorite, the thermal mass. It's a thick plate of cast iron that heats up and retains its heat to radiate throughout the room.
Like my grandma's heater.
Yes, but more modern and more efficient. The radiator retains its heat and releases it slowly, while your baseboards heat in intermittent shots and emit flashes of heat. It's never comfortable.
Ecotherm is the solution to your problems of cold feet and inconsistent temperatures that make the air dry and irritating and the heating bills too high. Baseboards heat the air with bursts of heat, and because warm air rises, it stays at the ceiling, leaving the bottom of the room cold. Convection heaters don't do anything but heat the air. They don't work on the principle of radiant heat, and they don't have a thermal mass. With Ecotherm, you'll get true comfort and the perfect temperature wherever you are in the room. You'll breathe better and feel better thanks to a gentle enveloping heat that spreads evenly throughout the room. Say goodbye to cold feet, because even the floor will be warmer. Each unit has 2 heating elements controlled by a built-in electronic thermostat. The first element provides a quick, mild warmth when you only need a little heat. The second element is a cast iron thermal mass that acts as a reinforcement when it gets colder. Ecotherm uses the same wiring as existing baseboards. Installation is easy and fast. And in addition, Ecotherm consumes less electricity than traditional systems, making for substantial savings. Contact us for more information. You will learn all about the qualities and advantages of this heating system you won't want to go without.
The warmth is much softer and more enjoyable, but more importantly, the warmth is constant. The floors are very, very comfortable, so it really changed our lives.
With the Ecotherm, no more problems. I don't have cold feet. My body is actually comfortable. I have a warmth that wraps around me. Good service. Questions that I asked got answered. They took the time needed to answer all my questions, making sure I was satisfied.
Good. So, do we have to constantly adjust the Ecotherm? How does it work? Will we need new thermostat?
Not at all. There's a built-in thermostat right here behind the radiator. It's a bit like an orchestra conductor for the Ecotherm's 2 elements. At the first chills of autumn, the thermostat activates the heating film, which allows the facade to radiate smooth, gentle warmth, just enough. And when it gets colder, the cast iron plate acts as a reinforcement with all the power of its thermal mass. Gentle heat, radiant and enveloping. Something I dream about.
Moreover, now I realize that with the cast iron plate, we're way ahead of baseboards.
Ecotherm's thermal mass stores a lot of heat. It's always warm and gradually radiates heat. Because of this, we end up with a pleasant, stable, and even temperature. And the cast iron won't dry the air, so no more dry noses and throats.
Yet it uses electricity, just like the baseboards.
That's the only thing they have in common. Look at the baseboard with its fins. The heat is highly concentrated. It's downright hot, while the cast iron plate spreads its heat evenly through its much higher mass. The plate is always hot, but never too hot. It heats up gradually without being too intense.
So true. It's not like the baseboards.
And the icing on the cake is that Ecotherm can use less electricity than your baseboards. Firstly, because the radiator doesn't waste energy by trapping most of its heat at the ceiling like the baseboards, but also because of its radiation principle. It can operate at a temperature of 2 or even 3 degrees Celsius lower. It heats up less, but is still super comfortable.
I'm sold.
I knew I would convert you.
It's amazing. It's the same warmth everywhere. It's equal. We feel well.
It's the way we feel. I think it's the comfort of waking up in the morning and feeling well. All day long and feeling well. It's knowing that it's the same temperature all over the house. Now that's enjoyable.
It was very similar to the hot water heating system. Very comfortable. Great product. Very good service.
But I was wondering if we should put a convection heater there instead.
Forget it, sweetheart. We have convection heaters at the office, and they're really not any better than baseboards. Those heaters use convection, just like a baseboard. Sure, the element is improved, and it sends more air out in front.
I have a feeling there's a but coming.
But
I knew it.
there is no radiant heat and no thermal mass. It's just a hot air machine that also uses an element and very high temperatures.
So it comes back to dry air, cold feet, and hot heads. I'm all clear now. I get it. Let's go for an Ecotherm. Okay, let's move to the bathroom. Your Ecotherm should do a great job there, too. We could put a small unit right here under the towel.
A warm towel when you step out of the shower? A bit of real luxury.
And beautiful, radiant heat in the bathroom. You won't want to leave.
It can't be any worse than what you do already.
Me?
And because Ecotherm heats the entire room, the ceramic tiles will no longer be cold. Bare feet on a comfortable floor. And forget about in-floor heating. What do you think?
I realize that there's considerable discomfort with baseboards. Hot air collects at the ceiling. It's not even heating.
And sure, convection heaters are a bit better, but they're not very comfortable either. Ecotherm is really so much better than all those. Perfect for our needs.
Ecotherm is the solution to your problems of cold feet and inconsistent temperatures that make the air dry and irritating and the heating bills too high. Baseboards heat the air with bursts of heat, and because warm air rises, it stays at the ceiling, leaving the bottom of the room cold. Convection heaters don't do anything but heat the air. They don't work on the principle of radiant heat, and they don't have a thermal mass. With Ecotherm, you'll get true comfort and the perfect temperature wherever you are in the room. You'll breathe better and feel better thanks to a gentle enveloping heat that spreads evenly throughout the room. Say goodbye to cold feet because even the floor will be warmer. Each unit has two heating elements controlled by a built-in electronic thermostat. The first element provides a quick, mild warmth when you only need a little heat. The second element is a cast iron thermal mass that acts as a reinforcement when it gets colder. Ecotherm uses the same wiring as existing baseboards. Installation is easy and fast. And in addition, Ecotherm consumes less electricity than traditional systems, making for substantial savings. Contact us for more information. You will learn all about the qualities and advantages of this heating system you won't want to go without.
I don't recognize myself because I sleep well through the night.
We truly feel the comfort. It's a perfect heating system. We're so comfortable.
We save and we improve our well-being all at the same time.
You know me. I like it when it's not too hot at night.
The thermostat, darling. The thermostat. It will allow us to adjust the temperature to within 1/10 of a degree. Imagine.
I see that. And look here. The temperature readout can be in Celsius or Fahrenheit.
That's right. And so little fingers won't play with the buttons. There's a child lock.
What's this? Window open option?
It's to stop me from complaining when you open the window for fresh air. When you activate Ecotherm's open window function, it detects the temperature drop and stops heating, putting an end to waste. Not bad, eh?
If it keeps you from complaining, I love it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and look here. The programming option can lower the temperature at night so it's cooler when we're asleep, then warms up before we wake up. So it's warm and toasty when we get out of bed. No more need for slippers.
With Ecotherm, we can program the whole house. And when we go south on holidays, we just set the radiators on no frost mode for even more savings.
Si, señorita. And in the little one's room, what should we do?
The room is not very big, so we'll install a small Ecotherm. It's going to be quick and easy.
Easy, as in easy to install because you know me.
Don't be concerned. You can put it on any wall. Under a window or not, it's all okay. And it uses the same wiring as the baseboards. It just takes a junction box. It's really easy. Connect the wires and close the lid. Simple.
Good. Will we need to buy anchors to secure it to the wall?
All included, my darling, with screws specifically designed for drywall. The heater mounts on its support, and voila!
Yeah, it's really perfect.
Good. So I'll call Ecotherm?
You're in a hurry.
You aren't?
Now I'm going to say yes.
I'll call Ecotherm.
All testimonials were authentic.